One mind, people. One world for us all. Anakin here, the Lonely Ronin. YouTube's chosen one. Addy ads. Anakin Skywalker doing a book review. Notebook review intro today on this one. I just wanted to get this out as soon as possible. Very short book. 25 pages. By none other than Mr. George Webb. Adam Schiff's worst nightmare. A cop I called task force. And he is talking about his investigative journalist partner, Jenny Moore. Unfortunately, Jenny Moore is no longer with us. She was found dead in a hotel room on the 13th of August, 2018. And found dead by the housekeeper under mysterious circumstances. But George talks about this woman, and I unfortunately didn't know about George until after she was gone. But there's also a video, which I will link in the description box, where OAN chats with the former FBI agent, also a woman, and they discuss Jenny Moore, or task force's death. She was investigating sex crimes by Bill Clinton at the time of her death. Very fascinating woman. She used to be a cop from California, and she actually got jumped in what appeared to be a targeted attack by the Los Norteños de California. And her inclination was, because of the Norteños' connection to her police department, that threat was put in on her by someone higher up. It was shortly after that I believe she resigned and she went into citizen journalism. Prior to partnering up with George, she had been feeding him intelligence anonymously. And at a certain point, she revealed herself, and she actually traveled to Washington, D.C. After this beating by the gang in July of 2017 in order to investigate the DNC starting in November of that year in 2017. And she felt very strongly that Imran Awan's spying was tied intimately to Rahm Emanuel's syndicate, basically. And they, of course, Emanuel was, Imran Awan was arrested by feds, and he was running a car dealership with markings of nefarious money laundering. And I will link the interview where they talk about Jenny Moore's death on OAN, as well as the Amazon link for George's book as well. I believe it was only like $6, $5.99 or something, and that's with shipping if you have Prime. So I recommend people check it out. I actually thought it wasn't going to come because I got a notification that said there was a problem or something with it. But yeah, here's the back. Journalist Jenny Moore, aka Task Force, came to Washington, D.C. and uncovered key evidence in the DNC Awan spy ring case. Moore successfully entered every safe house of the Awan spy ring in Congress in her search for the root conspirators in the Trump takedowns. George Webb is the Washington, D.C. journalist best known for finding the illegal encrypted BlackBerries used by Hillary Clinton and her co-conspirators. It's an official book. I got the paperback. I don't think there's a hardcover, but there is the ISBN there. If people want to look it up, let me see if I can. Looks like it won't clarify there, but yeah, again, I'll put the link in the description box. Highly recommend people go and support George with that. He's not really making any money on it because he just wants to get the info out there, but it also mentions the ever frequently mentioned Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who was the only politician still using Imran Awan as an IT aide after his arrest, after he was arrested. Question from Deborah. Did you get your charrette plane ticket? Yes, I did. I did indeed. I will be leaving tomorrow out of O'Hare in Chicago, O'Hare International, and I will be flying into BWI in Baltimore. My cousin's going to pick me up. Looking forward to chatting with George about this. I also got this one too, which I think is updated, so I'm going to reread it tonight probably. I read the ebook version last month in about one sitting, and I'll reread this one tonight and do a review as well, because I much prefer physical copies of books as opposed to ebooks. But the one on about Adam Schiff and Task Force is definitely a lot smaller, but they're both really small. Like I read this in like probably 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So here's the picture of her. There's the Tracy Police Department posting kind of a memorial post for her when they found out she died. And George uses stills from his videos in the book, as well as relevant news articles. He talks about Peter Smith being a Trump advisor, interacting with Trump advisor Michael Flynn. And yeah, again, very short book, 25 pages. Recommend people check it out. So rest in peace, Task Force. Rest in peace, Jenny Moore. Check this out, boys and girls. George Webb, Adam Schiff's worst nightmare, a cop I called Task Force. Jenny Moore. Rest in peace. Thanks for tuning in. Read books, people. Stay frosty. Until next time.